Oh my goodness.
Hey, hey.
Guys.
We are live right here, Saturday night. Show me your pit.
Happy birthday.
A birthday.
Happy birthday.
1
Big
year
birthday.
old.
Wow.
Holy shit.
1 year. Wow. Nice.
Didn't even poop my pants.
I poop my pants all year. I'm only 1 year old, so.
Good to see you guys.
Yeah.
Nice to
Yeah.
see everybody.
It's good to see everybody.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Mr. Johnny Beane, John Mankuta,
Yes.
Bent Tom, Charles Greene, CK, the lovely Sandra, Brendan B. Square.
And Fruitcake Tony.
And tea cake.
Hey now.
Holy crap.
Hey now.
It's been a year.
A whole year.
A whole year.
Yeah.
The gift that keeps on giving.
Like a cold sore.
A lot of episodes, a lot of bands, a lot of good times. A lot more to come, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your show is only getting started, Tom.
Just getting started. Iron Maiden next week.
Nice.
Yes.
And look at all the cool people in the chat. Let's see. Mike Johnson, Linny Lou, and my lovely geriatric love slave, Mary. Mitch Heyman, Dan in New Jersey. Terry Himes.
Hey,
Nelson Rodriguez. Rick Hefner. Browns fan. BC Rich 581 in the house. Halface in the house. Well, Tom, of course. You're in the chat too. Christopher Live Sawa,
Chris.
Dog PA, Dog
Alpha.
PA. Browns fan, if I didn't mention. Let's see, just scrolling through. Let's see, and climbing quickly. Janice Lalla, hey Janice.
Hey, Janice.
Hey, Jan.
Let's see who else. Brendan Buttcheeks in the house. Hey, Brendan.
Hello.
Yeah, but you're in the chat too, so.
I am. So I'm saying hello.
Guitar Man 45.
I'm in the chat.
Mike Neese,
What's going on, buddy?
and
Mike,
everyone
good to
else,
see you.
and everyone else growing.
Hey,
Dude,
John,
I'm in the
Sandra's in the chat.
My
Sandra
buddy-
Pokorney's in the chat, John.
Pokorney, 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 me love you long time. Pokorney, Pokorney, me love you long time.
Yeah, there you go.
That's it.
Very nice.
Nice.
Birthday edition.
Nice. Welcome, everybody. We've been doing this for a whole year now. I can't believe it, Sandra.
Yeah.
Right?
Damn.
Good
Yeah.
times. Good times.
Very good times.
Yep.
Very
I
good
remember when this show was just a wee little sperm swimming toward the egg of success.
Excellent. Tony, I swear it was I'm kind of late to your game. I came in on later on the shows, and I got to tell you, man, you have got so much memorabilia. Your collection is so flippin' impressive.
Oh, yeah.
And it seems like it's never ending. And it has been such a pleasure. You know, the portion of the shows that I've seen, I've been checking out the old ones now. And my God, man, that is a lifetime commitment. I give you kudos, brother.
Thank you, man. Nice to have you on board, Charles, and nice to know you, bro. Yeah, absolutely. So we started this a year ago, I guess yesterday. Me and the legendary rock journalist Steve Rosen had this idea to do a live stream about rock memorabilia on a live stream kind of a format, cover the bands, talk rock music. And yes, it has been all kinds of fun along the way. Absolutely has. Speaking of the legendary rock journalist Steve Rosen, here he is. Speaking of
Steve Rosen, how are you doing?
Great to see you, Steve.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Steve.
I didn't think you were in for a second there, Tony.
Hey.
How's it going, Steve?
I'm good, man. How you guys doing?
Going well. Where are your headphones at?
Oh, I need headphones, right? That's why I'm getting all the feedback?
Yeah.
Putting them on.
There you go.
There
Okay, I
it
have
is.
them.
Perfect.
Excellent.
I can't see anybody but me.
There you go.
That was on purpose.
Yeah.
How's it going, Steve? Good to see you.
Good to see you guys. There's a huge delay in my voice. It like comes back like.
No, you're good. We can see it. You're up there now. You're
You
caught
guys
up
can
to
hear me
yourself.
okay?
Yeah,
you're
sounds
good.
fine.
You're good.
Okay,
You're good.
because it keeps coming back to me. Anyway, yeah, man, I've been good.
Nice. How's life treating you, Steve?
Yeah, I'm sorry, man. This delay thing is weird. Yeah, actually, today was my brother's. That's been good. My brother's birthday was today, and I've actually been. I'm sorry, guys. My voice
can hear
comes
you.
back to me like 20
We can hear
seconds
you. It's all
later.
good. That's all good. We can hear you.
I think he has the show in his headphones, the YouTube feed.
Why don't you
Oh.
cut the
I think that's what it
YouTube
is.
off, Steve?
Well, I'm sorry. Say it again.
Why don't you cut the YouTube off and just do StreamYard?
Cut the YouTube off.
Yeah, you've got a YouTube window open where you click the link on.
You mean the mute, the little microphone mute?
Not that one.
Not that one.
On your the browser on the internet where you're looking, there's probably a YouTube window that's open as well.
Yeah, your YouTube is open where you clicked on the link, Steve.
Blue Rhino's got a hat.
Blue
That's
Rhino has a
cool,
birthday
John.
hat because he's
He does. I see
celebrating
that.
the birthday of the show. 1 year
Nice.
today.
That's awesome.
See?
He's been wearing that
Rhino.
since March birthday.
Happy
We love
1 year.
Blue Rhino.
Happy
We
1
love
year,
Blue
Tony. Happy 1 year, Tony. There you go. And happy Juneteenth also, everybody.
Yeah.
Juneteenth,
Yeah.
brand new and well-deserved holiday. And I'll tell you what, for Juneteenth, I brought on a very, very, very special guitar to show off later in the show.
Nice.
And it's Juneteenth related, no less.
Oh, that's
So, but it's also a celebrity guitar. So
Nice.
excellent.
hang tight, and later in the show, I'll show it off for your birthday.
That's
Cool.
Yeah,
Cool.
it's really historic guitar, actually.
Excellent.
So later in the show, we'll show that off.
Very nice.
Nice.
Awesome.
Nice.
Johnny, where are we going? Where are we going in the car? You gonna turn this car
Yeah.
around if we misbehave? Where
Mankuta,
are you
don't make
taking
me
us?
come back there.
Yeah. I'm
We go-
actually I do have to split. I'm on my way somewhere.
You do
go-
gymnastics, Johnny?
Yeah.
Can we go for ice cream
Oh.
later? We go for ice
We
cream?
can.
Come on. I want to go for ice cream.
I can't
We
wait to
can.
see you do a split. That'll be very
Yeah.
cool.
Isn't Johnny teaching a Pilates class?
everything and more. But hey, Tony, happy 1 year anniversary, man.
Thank you, Johnny. We appreciate all of your help here getting this show going, your inspiration, everything, man. You've been a great help. Love your channel. Love what you do. Thank you so much.
Yeah. And everybody, Tony, Brendan, Sandra. I don't have my glasses. I can't even see. Bent Tom, Charles Greene.
I'm the pink one. I'm the pink one.
Mankuta, Stephen Rosen, the legend. Great to see you guys. And I'll see you guys later.
Good to see you, Johnny.
I'll see you guys later.
Thank you, Johnny.
Right. Saturday Night Live.
Eastern. Midnight Eastern. I'll be on.
There you go.
Yeah.
Saturday Night Live tonight.
Yes.
All
right.
Thanks
Have
for
a great
stopping by,
night.
Johnny.
Somebody else. Saturday Night Live.
See you later, man.
Good night,
See you,
brother.
Johnny.
Drive
Take care,
safe.
bro. The great Johnny Beane, ladies and gentlemen.
That's it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Nice.
Hey, Steve, can you hear me now?
Yes.
I just
hear you.
I just wanted to take the opportunity. I used to work at the Whiskey A Go-Go back in 80, 81, early 82.
No
And
kidding.
I remember you coming through. You'd come through I was the backstage bouncer for the better part of that time. And I remember you really well. You were a whole lot younger, and I didn't actually recognize you until this show, and I saw a photograph of you and Eddie. And even though I never remember seeing Eddie come through a stage door that I was working at, I remember you several times, both there at the Roxy, and I saw you at the Rainbow Club a couple of times. And I just want to give you a shout out and say, hey.
That is so cool, man. You know, it's funny. Can you can hear me?
Yeah, real good.
Yeah.
Oh, great. So I figured this freaking thing out. I can't believe it. Yeah, so between you and me and the four walls, I've been messing around with the Van Halen book. So every morning I'll wake up when the cat wakes me up at 1 o'clock in the morning because he's hungry, and I'll wake up and I can't go back to sleep. So I'll stay up and do a little bit of writing. And I actually met Ed the very first time upstairs at the Whiskey. I think this was late 77.
Yeah.
And for the life of me, I could not remember who was playing that night. So I'm jumping around here, Charles. So you knew Michelle Meyer? You knew Michelle? Michelle booked the Whiskey, and she booked Madame Wong's a couple clubs
I
around
knew Michelle
town.
really well. I had a girlfriend. I was dating. In fact, I was engaged to Gwen, one of the cocktail waitresses, and she was good friends with Michelle. And me and Michelle used to end up at parties and things like that at the Crew up on the hill. We'd go up to some Crew parties after hours, and we got to hang out with Robin Crosby and a few other people.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, some of my best memories, brother. Some of my best memories.
Yeah, that was cool. So Michelle's the one who introduced me to Ed. I was there that night. For the longest time, I could not remember what band was playing. So I'm listening through my interviews, and it's just some interview that, I totally forgot about it. And I'm talking to Ed. My question is, oh, Ed, do you remember the first time we met? Man, it was at the Whiskey and Cheap Trick played. And I heard that. And I go, oh, my God, it was Cheap Trick. So, there's like that Whiskey calendar. And I'm looking back, and Cheap Trick, I think they were there for 2 nights. They did a live record. This is before Budokan, before they got huge. Exactly. And this is like, I don't know, June or July 77. And
it was in late 77. A lot of the billboards and the pamphlets from what you're talking about, I saw in the offices, in the back offices when I was in there doing business. And so that's kind of unbelievable hearing all that.
That's unbelievable. So so I was actually, for the longest time, I was trying to reach out to people to see, well, who might have known that Ed was there on this night. And, so I tried to reach out to Marshall Burrow. I never heard back from him. I think I had addresses, Dee Dee Keel, who I kind of knew a little bit from back in the day. I think I reached out to her, never heard back. But anyway, I was able to solve that mystery to figure out that the first night I met Ed, Cheap Trick was playing, which would have made sense because Ed was a huge Cheap Trick Rick Nielsen fan. And it made sense that I would have been at the Whiskey to see Cheap Trick. Because at that time, they were like all the punk bands, and I wouldn't have been there to see, the Germs or whatever. And, so anyway, but that's so cool you were there, man. That's great. I was there
there were a couple of bouncers that had been there at that time that used to tell me stories from 78, 79, even a little before that. Randy and Charlie, they were like fixtures there. And so I would hear stories from the 70s, the late 70s, 78, 79.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are those guys still around? I mean, do you have any way to
Here's
find them?
the thing about it, Steve. I don't remember people's last names.
Yeah.
And so I try to, and the thing about it is I'm still can talk to Louis. Last time I spoke to Louis was 10 years ago.
Louis.
And I even asked him about it. And he was unsure. I was trying to look up my old girlfriend. That's what I was doing. And so,
I have her number right here. Hold on.
Well, it's all good. We'll talk later, Mankuta. It's all good.
I don't remember most girls' first names, so don't feel bad. Don't feel bad.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have another guest coming in. The guitar hat.
Hey,
everybody.
How are you, man?
And let's also give a quick shout out to Hello.
Hey.
Yeah.
Pinocchio.
Your YouTube.
Guitar hack, turn off your stereo there.
Turn off my stereo. Oh, hang on.
We got it. Did you get the echo?
Sunday.
There we go.
Yeah, there's going to be an echo. The link was posted in the show, so they're going to have the window open still. So, yeah,
I should be okay
goes
now.
with the territory.
Cool.
Let me know if I'm okay now.
Yeah, you're good now.
All right.
Nice to see you, Hack.
Hey, everybody.
And let's give a quick shout out. We got Will Starr in the audience right now of The Dreamer.
Hey,
shout
Will.
out to you, Will. How are you, man?
Cool.
There he is.
The gang's all here today.
Yep. Nice to see everybody. Blacktooth Fox is here. Dan of New Jersey. Terry Himes is here. Any newcomers? So, while it is on my mind, we have trivia here, and we give guitar picks away every week, and we have since week number 1. Now, this week on the show, we have put all of the weekly winners' names. I put all of the weekly winners' names on a little piece of paper, and they are in this bottle, all at the bottom. And we're going to draw one name out of the bottle a little later on in the show, and we are going to give them a cool prize.
Yeah, they're getting a roll of tape.
Awesome.
Awesome.
I'm blurry. I don't know why.
It's a year's supply of used condoms.
No, they're gonna get this. I don't know why it's blue. Here we go. So they're gonna get this little practice amp.
That's awesome.
Nice.
Little show me your.
Did you make that?
Amp. Yes, I did.
Did you make that?
That is
I
worth
did.
winning.
Yep.
Unbelievable, man.
That's
Nice
cool.
little 2.5 watt amp. Sorry, it's blurry, folks. Here we go. So it comes with a little slide and a guitar tuner in there, and powered by 9-volt. So you can just plug it in, sit it next to you on the couch, and wherever you want to go, travel with it. And yeah, sounds pretty good.
That is unbelievable.
Nice.
Super cool.
Very, very cool.
Yeah.
Why am I blurry? I'm blurry. I don't want to be blurry.
You're still handsome.
Oh, thank you, John.
We've had lots of winners in this past year. A lot of multiple winners.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we'll do that a little later on in the show. Thanks to all of our winners in this past year. Yeah, it's been fun.
Still is.
It's been fun. Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
It's been a fun year. Yeah.
Hey, John.
Yes, sir.
I think I owe you an apology, and I apologize, man. I'm sorry, because I'm sorry. I don't know what happened. I got full of myself, and
it's all good, brother.
Me in the right direction, and they told me about you and the kind of person you were, and
I'm basically a big idiot.
I apologize, man. I'm sorry.
No apology necessary, brother. Seriously, and I appreciate the thought, but you and I are cool.
Okay.
But thank you. Really, that's very, very awesome of you. Really, much love.
Cool.
And now we're neighbors. Now we're neighbors. See? now we live right next to each other. We live right next door to each other.
You're in the same state anyway, right? You know,
we just miss you, Steve, because we love you so much, brother.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of you guys saying.
No,
this is a room of love.
Yeah, good to see you back.
Thanks,
this
Tom.
is a room of love.
Steve, we haven't talked in a little bit now, and I'm so compelled to ask you, since Ed's passing, there's going to be all kind of books coming out on Ed and the band, but we all know that there is nobody on the planet who really can write a Eddie Van Halen book, and you can. So is that what's going on right now? Are you writing this?
I am writing that book.
Nice.
And,
nice.
So cool.
Yeah, it's
Nice.
Awesome.
It's been far and away the hardest book. I mean, not that I've written a lot, but I've written about 7 books. It's harder than all of those combined, and it's laboring over every word and every thought, and I did want to mention one thing, because I know the Van Halen fans are rabid, man, and they will come after you. And, and I was writing the Guitar World stories. I mean, for the most part, 90% of the people really like those stories, but you get some people saying, well, why did you ask that question, or what, and everybody wants to protect Ed, and I understand that, So I think the first thing that people are going to think about, and one of the first things is, oh, well, Rosen's just writing that book because Ed has passed away, and he's going to, cash in on Ed's passing and this and that. That would be the last thing I would ever do.
Right.
There's no publisher, and so I'm writing the book really as much. Cathartic is way too heavy a word. I just wanted to write it, my point being, I started the book actually about 2 months before he passed away. I actually started on my birthday last year, August 24th. So, it was actually before he passed. And this is also going to sound dumb. I didn't know what was going on in Ed's life, but I just had a sense that there was something weird. I had actually tried to reach out to Ed about 2 years earlier. I'd actually tried to reach out to him multiple times. I've never heard back, but 2 years ago was about the most recent, and I never heard anything back. But I kept thinking, if I don't try and do this and something happens, I'm going to feel horrible that I never tried anyway. His passing was horrendous.
Of course.
It affected all of us.
I don't know. It was just kind of, I don't know. There was just something in the air. Something was happening.
Yeah.
But
you could tell.
Anyway, yeah. So that's what the book is. It's
going to be great. It's going to be fantastic. I can't wait to read it.
I hope so. I mean, it's a different kind of book. I mean, it's pretty honest. At first I was going to tell people, well, no, I never got high with Ed. I thought that's ridiculous. I never did coke with Ed. I mean, so I mean, it's pretty honest. And Ed says some stuff that's, I mean, it's pretty brutal about the other band members and things and life. And you know, and I mean, it's all there. So it's a different kind of book. I've tried to bring together my favorite writers, and it's a little bit of, you know, T.C. Boyle and Hunter Thompson and John Steinbeck. I mean, not that I'm anywhere near those guys, but it's a different kind of book, you know. It's first person, and I think it'll be pretty cool.
Very.
So if you're doing Steinbeck, will Michael Anthony come on and the Eddie, where the rabbits? Where the rabbits, Eddie?
Exactly.
But you know what? Let me just interject real quick. I don't want you to apologize because some fans are going to, without knowing you, say, oh, it's just another cash grab on Eddie's back. Because the fact is, first of all, truth is truth. You were there. You knew the man, and the book is a love letter to him. And what happened, happened. And the fact that, you know, you're putting it out, you can't take back the fact that he passed away and that people are fiending to A, read about more about him and the band, and B, people are putting out product to fill that need. But with that said, you know, it's a love letter to him. And if you want to basically, you know, say, look, I have credibility, and maybe you want to give a portion, again, I'm speculating, if you want to give a portion of proceeds to Eddie's favorite charity and, you know, put that right on the back cover, I think that would be appreciated by the family. I think that would be appreciated by the fans, and no one could take away the life you lived from you, and no one should try. So don't apologize for writing what happened.
Yeah, no, and nobody on earth has the information and the notes and the audio tape. Nobody on earth can write this book except Steve Rosen.
Yeah, and Steve, you are such a great writer. You tell stories so good. If you wrote this book and you didn't have any dirt, anything that was real, anything that made Eddie look human, I'd be disappointed. I want to hear the truth, because it's not going to take away my love for Eddie. Not at all.
Well, most of the books you read on these rock stars and these bands are not first person accounts.
That's true.
Yeah. And in fact, Brad Talinsky, Brad was an editor for Guitar World. He just finished a book, which is basically the history. You know, Brad did a lot of interviews with Ed. So that's basically what that book is, you know, and this is really the other side of it, like you guys say, the first person. And John, what you said, you want to be my publicist? I mean, that's the kind of stuff I'd like to say. I just can't think of that stuff. And you're right about it being a love letter, because every fucking word that I write, I go, Ed, I mean, I know this is dumb, man. You know, if Ed read this, you know, what would Ed think? And everything I put down there, you know. And Ed was all for kind of that real honest thing. There was no kind of, you know, Ed would tell you what was on his mind or what he was thinking or what he thought about you at any given moment, you know.
Eddie didn't hide any of the fact that there were women in the shows. Eddie didn't hide any of the fact that there were drugs at the shows. Eddie didn't hide the fact when you know there was, you know, some bad blood with another band. There's no reason it should be hidden. What happened. You were there. And look, we all know the 80s was a time of debauchery and fun and excess, and it's a time capsule. And I'd rather read honesty than, you know, some filtered out fluff that really has no substance. This isn't a book you're writing of, you know, trying to be appeasing to this person and this person. This is what happened. I was there. If you want to read it, Eddie would want me to tell what happened.
This is the real Van Halen book here. This is the real one.
And I'd be happy to write a blurb, an intro, a forward, and afterward, whatever you could use of Gab. I'm more than happy to volunteer that. So you just let me know. Man.
What's the timetable on this book, Steve?
Well, like I said, I really began it last August. So honestly, if I could finish it by the end of the year, I'd be really happy. Basically, I'm kind of a one draft kind of a guy, but this is a book that I'm going to have to go back and, redo not redo, but, clean up the whole thing.
You're fine-tuning. You're fine-tuning.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, I'm up to 19. I just got to the 1984 album, and it begins in 78. That first night I met Ed at the Whiskey. And so I'm, these first 5 years have been the hardest to chronicle, to put the pieces together, to figure out when things happened, because from about 85 on, I was pretty good about dating when I did the interviews and so it makes that much easier. But, in terms of Ed kind of putting it all out there, he must say, in these 5 or 6 or 7 interviews I've gone through, he must say 20 times, don't print this, don't print that, don't print that. And I never printed a word of that stuff. Never. Not one word was ever leaked out, Now, I think all that stuff becomes important because all that stuff, when you say don't print it, that was all, to me, that was the really inside stuff. That was him talking about his relationship with Mike and Dave and trying to make his dad proud and Valerie. And the stuff is just, because I'm hearing it again.
It's history. And you know what? Let me tell you something about this. And again, I do suggest, even if you say like 5%, 10%, whatever percent of the book you give to his charity.
I love that idea.
You would also be doing good by releasing this book. Because at the time, I understand you don't want to piss off the magazine, you want to piss off the newspaper, the reviewers. That's all done now. Now we're reviewing history, and if you don't tell history, we lose it. And you don't want to lose history of the actual greatest guitar player of our time. You just don't. It's important. It's important work.
Yeah.
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 And there's going to be people too that are going to call you out on stuff. They're going to be like, oh, that wasn't the way it happened. And you're going to be like, well, yeah, that's the way it happened. So
there's people that call Wolfgang out on stuff now and say, your dad didn't do that. God. Hey, I was in his arms. My dad did say that to me. Yeah. Don't listen to the haters. Don't go online. Write what you know and it will be well received. That's all you have to do.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and I'm very serious. If you need a blurb or anything, I will be happy to contribute to it. Absolutely, 100%.
That stuff you just said, man, was really cool. It really was. So,
that's good because that's the only thing I have to offer. That's the only thing I have to offer. But no, seriously, I'd be happy to write any forward, afterward, blurb on the back, whatever you want. Happy to. Or promote it or whatever. You come out with it, I'll push it on the show, whatever you got.
Okay, man.
Yeah.
I will definitely keep that in mind.
I'll plug you more than a light switch.
This is definitely going to be the book of all Van Halen books.
I love books like that. I love books like that. I read a lot of them.
I think, and I think I'm pretty egoless about what I do, but I'm really proud of this. It's like I think if you're a Van Halen fan and you read this, I think it's just going to be pretty incredible.
Look, you were in a lot of places that all of us wish we were at that time. And through your eyes, we can experience that now. And that's a big deal.
That is a big deal.
And that's what I'm hoping that you're going to get out of this, which is why it's so brutally honest. That's what I've tried to do, So you're there, and this is exactly what Ed said, and I'm going through the interviews again, stuff that you've already read, but there's so much that I've cut out of those interviews, those Guitar World interviews. And just the way he talks, I would kind of just clean stuff up just for continuity. But you hear Ed talking, and he always says, and there's a lot of ums and uhs, and I think you really get a sense of the guy, kind of sitting there on the other side of the microphone. So I'm just hoping I can get through it, honestly. I mean, it really is a very hard book to write. Not so much emotionally, which it is, because the more I listen to these tapes, I realize, I mean, how amazing he really was and how special it was. But just from a kind of a writer's standpoint and trying to write the thing and, jumping back, and being there and, hey, people, I'm listening to the cassette and this is what I'm hearing, but this is what I recorded 37 years ago, so jumping tenses and, bringing things together. So it's a challenge.
Have you come up with a working title yet?
I love that question. I have not.
Can I offer a suggestion?
Said, Ed, sure.
Eddie Van Halen, Forget What You've Heard, I Was There.
I like
it. That's not bad. I'm going to write that down. You're not getting any royalties on it, but I'm going to write it down.
Just give me a copy of the book.
Yeah.
I think you can get a signed copy. That would probably be good.
Just give me a copy. That's all.
Easily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to make a dime off of you. But I do want to support you though. But I don't want anything.
Steve,
That's not bad, John.
I hope you use it.
Ever since Ed passed, we all have gotten the sense that you were in fact writing this book.
Yeah.
And it is. I could almost say I knew it, but I'm so glad to hear that it is happening, because no other writer on earth has the firsthand experiences with him that you do. So, yeah.
I appreciate that. And I don't mean to hog the thing here, man, but I've been percolating on all this stuff for so long, and it's the first time I really get to talk about it. The idea of sitting down to write a book about him was too daunting. So I thought, well, if I just sit down and I write a couple hours a day, I can do that. Now I can write a page a day, so you kind of do that. You get into a routine, and next thing I know, I look, and I've got 127,000 words, and I go, oh. You know what I mean? It wow. Just to tackle it as a whole thing was too much. But
and it's emotional, and it's taxing.
It was. It is. It really was. I didn't think it would be.
You're reliving every experience again, right? I mean, you have to relive it kind of to write it down again.
I do. And I hear those interviews, man, and I hear his voice, and it's amazing. I mean, he was just amazing. I mean, there's some really heavy emotional stuff there, and I haven't even gotten to the real heavy stuff. There was about 20 interviews. They weren't even interviews. They were phone conversations. I think some of them may have been in person. There was a period when he would call late at night. I mean, like 1 or 2 in the morning, and he probably was a little sedated, and he just wanted to talk. And I said, I'm going to record the conversations. He goes, record wherever you want, And these conversations, and I haven't even gotten to them yet. Wow. I've listened to bits and pieces. They're amazing. I mean, they're just, it's like it's like one level below, like all the Guitar World interviews and stuff, which were really good. But this is who Ed was, and I mean, this stuff is amazing. I mean, it's pretty incredible. So
yeah, and
I'm pretty excited.
I really like that title, John, too.
That's good, man.
I was there.
I think it's a title that'll stand out from all the other books that will come out.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because somebody over here, Kurt 5150. I had mentioned Brad Talinsky's book. Kurt said he just ordered it, and Brad's book will be out in September. Brad had actually contacted me. Not that it means anything, but he'd actually wanted to use some of my Van Halen interview stuff in his book. And I know Brad's book will be amazing. I mean, it will be the definitive book in terms of, that whole chronology and when things happened. And Brad's really good at, you know, placing thing in cultural perspective and what Ed meant and that kind of thing. My point being, oh yeah, so he's calling his book Eruption.
Erection?
So
no, look, I'm sure his book will be very factual and very good because that is what he's good at. But with that said, yours will be. How come we just went to Sandra when I said erection? Am I showing? Am I showing?
I'm just saying hello.
Well, better you're showing than not showing.
I love you,
Going
Sandra.
off the rails, folks. We're losing it.
But seriously, but yours will be different. Yours will be a more personal accounting of behind the scenes, and that's where the differences lie. There will be a lot of white noise out there in the book world because the subject is endless. I mean, Eddie was the greatest guitarist of all time, and his story is incredible. But you will break through that because you were there.
Best stories ever.
Yeah. Look at those handsome fellas right there.
God, I was marginally human looking there.
Look at that fro.
You're the one on the left, right?
I always have that photo in my head.
That's awesome.
Isn't that a great photo? And between you and me, Neil Zlozauer took that. That's Day in the Green in Oakland. Van Halen were on second. AC/DC opened. I think Aerosmith headlined. Van Halen were on second. My friend Neil Zlozauer, you guys know Zloz. He shot all the Van Halen covers, Motley covers. Somehow I'd asked him when I was writing the book, I said, Neil, you didn't by chance take a second picture at the Oakland show, and he's got his second shot. It was basically taken 3 seconds after that one. But I'd never seen it. Nobody has seen this picture. And Ed is doing like this smile thing. It is, I just think it's unbelievable. So that's going to be the cover. But it was pretty cool. But
cool. That's so cool.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
I remember first seeing that shot and just seeing your hand on his guitar neck and going, "Oh, I'm so jealous!" Like, that's awesome.
Kurt 5150. Zloz has some great books. Yeah. Amazing books. Yeah, but
with photos like that, and if you make it obvious like that you were friends with him and you're not just some guy writing a book about him. You emphasize that, and then you have the photos to kind of back it up. That's going to be a home run for sure, man.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I hope so. I mean, it's a fine line, I'm sorry? Oh, I'm sorry. I was his friend, I think he loved me, and I love the guy. And I know people are going to get pissed off about that. Like, who were,
jealousy, envy. Yeah, sour. Don't worry about sour grapes. The world is angry at everybody that succeeds.
Yeah,
people are pissing on Wolfgang right now because they're sad he's not Eddie in performing in the new album. It's ridiculous.
And his new album's fantastic.
His new album's excellent.
They're jealous they're not going on tour.
He's a talented kid, man.
He really is.
He's not his dad, but he is a freaking talented kid.
He's different. He's different.
And he doesn't want to be his dad, and that's the thing. He doesn't want to be. Exactly. And it's great. I mean, I love it. His album's fantastic. It's going to be a great tour that he's opening up for GNR going around. Yeah, Tony's going to see him. That's Charles. That's going to be great.
Yes, it will.
No, look, I've talked about this on my show with Johnny and Paulie. Wolfie had different influences than Eddie, and his product is going to be different based on those influences. But the fact is, Eddie was the greatest guitarist of all time. Wolfie is not going to be that. Wolfie is a multi-talented artist who plays all his own instruments, multiple instruments, and can sing and can write. The kid's great. And I say kid, he's an adult, but but he's got no ego. And the guy just lost his father, but people are still giving him hell because look, fact is he got that Guns N' Roses tour when other bands really wanted it because everyone's eyes are on him right now and people are jealous of that. Don't worry about haters. Just go forward and do your thing and let the world deal with it.
The guy is Eddie's son. He's not Eddie's clone.
Exactly. Well said.
How many of you guys are identical clones to your dads? We're different people, man. You can't expect the guy to be his dad. Like,
I spent my whole childhood trying to be the opposite of my father.
Exactly.
I'm not saying that,
like my dad.
but he got the musical gene from his dad. But where he took it, it's all his own, man.
He's such a class act.
You know what he got from his dad? Wolfie has one thing and one thing only from his dad. His lack of ego for a tremendous amount of talent. That's what he got from his dad. Humility.
He's still humble.
Absolutely.
There's one of these tapes, Ed is talking about Wolf, and I think it's the first time Ed has ever talked about Wolf. I mean, anywhere, anybody. I mean, Wolf is probably, I looked it up once. I think Wolf was 11. And he goes, hey, man, check this out. And I don't know if Ed had recorded Wolf playing drums or Wolf was in the other room. Anyway, I can hear on that tape this kid playing drums, he's doing like that Bonham, when the levee breaks kind of thing. He goes, listen to him. He's 11 years old or something. But he's talking about Wolfie, and I thought that was pretty amazing.
Yeah.
What I'm hoping is going to happen is that I've never met Wolf. I knew Valerie pretty well. I never met Janie. Alex, I kind of knew just through it. But I'm hoping somehow maybe I could try and reach out to them. I have visions of Al writing an intro or Valerie or Wolf or something. But I think if Wolf, and I know Wolf probably has home movies and things like that, but to hear his dad, to hear Ed, talking about him when he's younger and stuff, I doubt there's any audio of Ed talking about Wolf that they would have around the house.
I'm sure he'd love to have that. Love to hear.
I think it'd be amazing for him. So,
are you going to reach out and try and get their try and get their blessing on the book? Is that something you're?
Well,
have you reached out?
I'm going to try. No, I haven't. I need to finish it. It needs to be done and perfect, and then I'll reach out. John, you said a couple of times that Ed was the greatest guitar player in the world. As I'm going through the book, I'm thinking to myself, was he the greatest guitar player? I personally think Jeff Beck was the greatest guitar player who's ever lived. I think Ed was the most influential guitar player who ever lived, which isn't to say that Ed wasn't one of the 2 or 3 greatest guitar players. So that's the distinction I make. Just because I think Beck was, I thought Jeff Beck could have played anything. But in terms of influence and Ed is one above Hendrix, and I think that's a pretty really heavy thing to say. But so that's my feeling.
I've always compared it to. I've always said you can argue that Jimi Hendrix or Eddie Van Halen are the greatest players of all time. You could say Jimmy and you'd be right. You could say Eddie and you'd be right. Because the fact is Jimmy set the table and Ed cooked the dinner. They're both huge innovators and whatnot. The difference is Eddie also gave us things like the Super Strat and certain other contributions to the guitar world other than just music and a style of playing and things like that. So again, my vote goes for Eddie. And again, respect to Jeff Beck, of course. Definitely one of the top 5,
Yeah, but I totally agree with you. But I think what you're describing, John, is influence. Influence because Ed came up with the custom one pickup in a Strat and the tapping and the whammy bar and the songwriting. Yes,
the tapping was actually done earlier, but Eddie made it mainstream. Eddie made it popular.
Yeah. Right, but to me that comes under influence and not greatest player. It's a fine distinction here. And it's only because I'm such a monstrous Jeff Beck fan that I put him kind of there But yeah, it's a
and
very
that's
minor
fair, and that's fair.
distinction.
Like I said, that is very fair.
Well, Eddie changed guitar playing. Jimi Hendrix changed guitar playing. That's basically their influence, right? Not more than anything. I think that's what stands out more than anything.
I agree.
Yeah.
And honestly, I think had the internet and computers been around when Hendrix was around, I think his influence would have been 1,000-fold in the way that Ed's was, because Ed came up during the, computer era. So I mean,
the one thing
a more vast audience and stuff.
The one thing I just have to put in your head, though, because you did mention that, well, let me finish the book and then I'll reach out to the family.
Yeah.
The only reason, if I were you, that I wouldn't do that, and I'll tell you why, because what if they start looking through the book and start to clean it up a bit? What if they say, I don't know if I'd want that part in there or that part in there? You're telling history from a point of someone who was there. It's not always pretty, but it really deserves to be told and not scrubbed clean or not, angled toward a certain way. I hate to say it because I love and respect the family. I just wouldn't reach out to them for it. I would, again, you want people to do your intros and your conclusion and blurbs. Absolutely great. I wouldn't bring the family in. They're biased toward a certain angle that they'd love to see everything written as, and that's not always the way history is. Truth is better to write than the way someone wants it edited.
It's easy to ask for forgiveness rather than permission. So
well said, Sandra. Beauty and wisdom. Sandra Pokorney.
Yeah. You bring up that's a really good point, John. And honestly, there's stuff in there
that will drop jaws. That will drop jaws because that's the nature of what happened.
Yeah. Valerie's not going to be happy.
And
that
sometimes people are.
But I mean, it's like I don't say that stuff. How do I not say that stuff? I don't want to hurt her. I don't want to embarrass her. But I mean, that this is what Ed said to me. This is.
Well, let me give you a great example. Let me give you a great example right here, just for a second, because it's appropriate today. Today is the holiday of Juneteenth. Okay. Juneteenth signifies the day that the Union Army general told the slaves that they were free. The fact of history is, however, they were actually free when the Civil War officially, what was over 2 years earlier. So, they were actually, the whole timing with the Emancipation Proclamation, they were actually able to leave slavery 2 years early. And a lot of people want to erase that history and forget about that and what happened. But the fact is, history is truth. Good, bad, ugly, pretty, it's truth. Better to tell the truth and let it go and let it be told so it's not lost, because the 80s was that time. Shit happened.
We need to hear your story, Steve.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's an Al. I went out to dinner one night with Alex. He said, "Hey man, you want to go out to dinner with my girlfriend and me?" I mean, it was strange, man. Anyway, we went out, and he called the waiters some really discriminatory
Save it
names.
for the book. Save it for the book.
I just came to that section, and I said, yeah, and Al was drinking a little bit, and he said some things to the waiters, but I know Al, he didn't mean it.
It was a different time. It was a different time. People were under the influence. We're in a different time now.
Yeah.
Thomas Jefferson owned slaves. We hate to say it, but he owned slaves. But history is history.
That's right.
Yeah, like when they're trying to take down some of those statues and stuff, don't take them down. Learn from it.
Learn from it.
Leave them up and say, don't do this, or this happened. let's be
Put
better.
them in a museum. You don't want them in your neighborhood. That's fun. Make a museum for the Confederate leaders or whatever. And if that's what you want to learn from, fine. You don't want them in the neighborhood. That's understandable. I get where it could hurt, but make a museum. Make a museum and show here is our history of America. It's ugly, but it's our history.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, no different. Oh, Sandra needs something.
Okay.
Sandra's taking a timeout.
We have another guest waiting backstage, so I think
we do. Let's bring her in.
Take me out. I'm gonna go into the chat, and then we're gonna roll a really cool memories video for you guys. So
yeah. We are.
Thank you.
All right. Make way, chat. Here she comes.
Look out.
We have another special guest. This lovely lady is a great part of this music YouTube community. She joined us here on Show Me Your Pick for the Rolling Stones episode and the Beatles episode. Say hello to the lovely Janice Lalla.
Janice.
Hello.
What's up, Janice?
Nice to see you.
Welcome, Janice.
It's my hair.
Your hair looks good.
I got a terrible haircut.
Oh, you don't like it? Looks good.
I'll be 80 years old before it gets fixed.
What's the haircut?
Hello, Janice.
How you doing?
Doing good. How are you, man?
So far.
How are your gigs going?
Excuse
Good
me?
to meet you, Janice.
How are your gigs going lately?
I don't know. It's just everybody's going nuts, and I just think I should just hang back until it's calmed down a little bit before I go back in. This community is crazy around here.
It's crazy. They're thirsty for music. Thirsty for live music.
Stop the madness.
Is that Susan Powder? I remember her.
Mr. Wonderful from Shark Tank. Stop the madness.
Stop the insanity, I think. Remember her, Susan Powder? She was crazy.
In the 80s, everyone remembers Powder.
The thing is that the open mic communities are, I've been finding out that people don't really go there to network. They don't particularly go there to find a band members, and I've been saying to myself, well, this is what I want to do. This is why I'm going there. It's not really fun, and I just want to network and stuff. And if it's not going to be a network possibility, I'm really wondering whether I should continue to go out and pursue that in that manner.
It's tough. I mean, people, like I said, people really want to hear live music, so they're just gonna all glom onto what's ever open. Let's go,
right.
Let's go.
That's right.
Yeah. I'm itching to go see live music. We have Kiss and Roth coming here in August. We're going to go see that. And Charles Greene and Ty Price and me and a buddy of mine are going to Guns N' Roses and Wolfgang here in Raleigh in September. So it's coming back. It's coming back.
So I guess
Did you say Roth?
I guess I should just still, get my act together and post some videos.
Yes.
I got to get rid of this red dot syndrome.
That's it.
Did you say Roth, Tony?
Yes, Kiss.
So you were saying Roth? David Roth as a band?
Yeah, Dave's opening on the Kiss tour.
Mm-hmm.
Who's in his band?
A lot of guys who I don't know.
Yeah.
Whoever Dave could get for the cheapest amount of money.
Hey,
Al Strada playing guitar for him now.
I don't know those guys' names.
First-rate musicians.
I know he's got a new drummer. He used one drummer for however many dates before COVID, but he's got the same guys coming back. Yeah.
And Dave's opening for who?
Kiss.
Who is Dave opening?
Kiss. End of the road tour.
It's not a bad gig.
Yeah, right.
No.
Great gig.
Great gig.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
They're selling Geritol and Ben Gay at the souvenirs shop.
You know,
Great.
Who's playing drums for him?
There's a documentary. There's a documentary that's it's on YouTube. It was actually done in Japan, and it's a documentary on Gene. And it's one of the saddest things I've ever seen. A 70-year-old man.
I've seen it.
Doing the show, and when he's putting the makeup on, and it's like oh my, it's so sad and pathetic, buddy. Hang it up already.
Heck, how about when he's walking his dog up the hill and he's got a towel around his neck and he's going,
Yeah.
I gotta do this stuff to stay in shape.
Yeah. It's sad, man.
You know, I've said this before. Kiss, they're about 70 years old. I'm talking Gene and Paul when I say Kiss. You know, nothing against the other guys, but you know, Tommy and Eric are younger. But Gene and Paul, you know, the original guys, you know, they're 70-year-old men on stage, moving, doing tricks with 40 pounds of gear on, and they're trying their hardest to put on a show. Then Paul goes up to a point where he gets on a wire and zips across the thing. And this isn't just a 70-year-old man. This is a 70-year-old Jewish man. So hold on now, just like one of my uncles or something. And they're putting on a really killer show, and you know, and it's like, you know, thumbs up for my tribesmen there, but it's like, you know, they're coming up on their 50th anniversary, and hopefully, like right after that, because you know, Gene's not going to let that opportunity go. You know, one more year after the end of the road tour, he'll do something. Hopefully at that point, they'll say, okay, we've made enough. Let's live the rest of our life with our grandkids and have a good time, you know. But hats off to them, man. Kiss have always put on one of the greatest stage shows ever. They give 1,000%. And, you know, look, if they could do them, God bless them.
50 years, man. 50.
Well,
yeah.
In that documentary we were talking about, Hack, they show that he's there at the arena at like 11 or 12, you know, in the afternoon, like checking everything. He's like, the ramp must be this angle. And the guy's like, okay. And he's like, we have 3 lights. You need 4 lights on each step. He knew every detail in his head of what was wrong in the set list. He goes, and I'll come back around to check it in 5 minutes. You know,
because they're smart and they have great work ethic.
And that's the thing with Gene, right? He can't stop being Gene. That's his baby, right? But
Paul too.
Well, not Paul, but we're talking about Gene right now. But both of them, But
you would thought he was like the tour manager though, and not a performer, not trying to do both. You know.
No, he does everything. He's always done everything. In every pot.
They've always been very hands-on.
He's got his hand in every pot, right?
And then you see when he tests the fire, and he goes, "How many times you burnt yourself?" He goes, "I burnt my hair, I think 7 or 8 times."
Yeah.
Gene just he used to live out here in Benedict Canyon. He just sold that house.
Moved
he moved to Vegas, right?
He moved to Vegas.
Vegas, yeah. I mean, you know, in Vegas you could buy, you know, for $2 million. I mean, or whatever. I mean, you could buy a house that will cost you $20 million here. But
Crazy. Well, now it's just him and Shannon, so they moved to a more cozy 14,000 square foot mansion.
Yeah,
so it's a lot smaller now. So.
Yeah.
But you know, if you guys,
I'll see you in a few minutes. So.
Shannon, I'll be taking the golf cart over to the front door to get that package. No, but you know, if you've ever talked to Gene, and they're super nice guys, the both of them. I've hung out with Gene on a couple of occasions, and Gene literally, like I imagine Paul as well, they think Kiss. They always think every moment. Gene said to me once, I try to end every conversation with the word kiss. I throw it in every sentence at the end of a sentence that I want to be the last sentence of a conversation. I figure out a way to make that sentence contain the word kiss, because he really is that obsessive with his career, and God bless them. That's why they're that successful. They have a great work ethic and they're smart.
Yeah.
It seems very analogous to like a method actor. Like he's always in character.
Absolutely.
Doing that,
Yeah, well, I mean, the makeup is one character. The other character is Gene, and Gene's character is I love making money. Gene once did this thing. I only fell for it once, but I didn't know it at the time, and now I know he does it all the time. He says to me, he's like, do you have $1? I said, oh yeah, okay, hold on a sec. Here, what about it? He's like, thank you. And he just takes it and puts it in his pocket. And that's it. And he does that to a lot of people. It's just a funny little thing. And you don't ask for it back because it's Gene.
It's Gene.
You just got $1 worth of entertainment. No, you got $1 worth of entertainment. You know what Gene told me? This is funny. He said, do you know why I pick up pennies? I said, I pick up pennies too. He's like, that's good, because the more pennies you have, the more dollars you have. And it's in my head now. And if you read his books, and if you look at his business logo, it's a little bag of money. He's very, very creative in thinking, like a lot of his life, how can I make more money today? Got to give the guy credit.
Steve,
he's made a lot of money.
You had a nice meeting with Gene initially, Steve, back in the day.
Did he get you $1?
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny. I actually, when I was working on the original book, I was going to write a book back in '85 with when Ed was around, blah, blah, blah. So I was reaching out to all these people, and obviously Gene was one of them. And Gene was really cool. I was asking about the whole, seeing Van Halen, taking him to New York, and Gene was great. And then I ran into him again, and it was to work on one of his books with a writer buddy of mine, Ken Sharp. Ken does a lot of work for Kiss.
Yeah,
and
really
Gene was being hardcore Gene, and it was really distasteful. And he treated my buddy really badly, treated me pretty badly. And my good friend Jimmy Waldo was in a band called New England, who was signed to Coin Management. They opened for Kiss, and he's told me stories about Gene. I think Gene, way deep down, is a decent little Jewish kid. But when he gets really heavy into Gene Simmons and that thing comes out, to me, it's pretty distasteful. I cannot argue for 1 second the success he's had. I've never been a Kiss fan. I've never understood it. I don't get it. But Van Halen has sat there and talked about Ace, and they used to play Kiss songs. And, I was asking about Gene, and he goes, yeah, man, Gene took us to New York, and, they kind of got blown out by Philip Quain, who signed Piper instead. Didn't see any commercial potential in this Van Halen band. And then Gene came back at Ed like a year later or something and said, hey, man, can I get involved? Can I manage whatever? And I said, no, you kind of, you had your chance, you passed. But, New England Rocks, great, good band. I can't dispute Kiss's success. That'd be stupid to do that.
Well, when I had you guys on the show, Steve and Jimmy, if you remember that, New England was the first band I ever saw because they opened for Kiss on the Dynasty tour, and that was my first concert ever.
Wow.
It's so funny.
I saw Jimmy Waldo. First band I ever saw. Yeah, I've been a Kiss fan since I was about 10 years old. So, and I've met them all, and the one thing with Gene, as far as like the fan thing, because I've spent time with Gene, and one thing with the fans is he goes out of his way to make sure you're happy.
Oh, yeah,
out of his way. Everyone will leave. Like if there's a meet or a signing, or if it's a book signing or a meet, whatever, he'll be the last guy to leave. Make sure everybody's got what they want, and then he walks away. Only that.
It's a great lesson. Great lesson to learn, man. Great lesson to learn.
Didn't you say, CK, though, that they treated Rush really well too, right? Kiss.
Yeah.
Because they opened for him,
Rush
right?
always said that was their favorite band to go.
Right.
They treated them so well when they were nobody. You know what I mean?
Right.
They always made sure they were fed. They got everything that they wanted. You know, they were really treated well compared to other bands they opened for that, you know, they saw the exact opposite of the spectrum.
Yeah, they always made sure that their opening band was, they always got a sound check. They always got any requirements they needed to do the show, because they were never concerned that the opening band was going to blow them off the stage. They always knew they were going to kill. And a lot of, and the reason I say that is there's bands, and Aerosmith is one of them that comes to mind, that treated their opening acts like shit.
Yeah.
Wouldn't give them a sound check, you know, cut their power, do all this horrible stuff because they were afraid that, you know, they would outdo them.
Jeez.
Yeah.
This is why jealousy is not a good thing.
No. It's a tough business, you know.
Very tough business.
Hollywood squares.
So's acting, right, John? That's also a tough business.
Well, it's the same. It's the same business. It
a lot of
really is.
rejection, and you know, if people don't like you, they don't like you. If you're not right for the part, you're not right for the part.
Expect rejection. Expect
Absolutely.
rejection. I go into every audition expecting my no, and that's fine. Sometimes it's a yes. That's great. But I go in expecting a no. I get ready on a set to hurry up and wait and to be a piece of furniture. And if they treat me nice, great, you know?
Yeah.
But that it's the same business. Music is entertainment, you know?
It's the only thing that I wish that would be different with that is when you go and audition, they'll call you if you get it. They don't usually call you when you don't. And that's
there's too many that don't get it.
I know there is, but even a simple form letter saying, you know, thank you, we're going a different direction.
You got to just
do that.
It's too much. You know what it is?
I know you do.
You just got to expect it. Here's a great example. I auditioned for Pirates of the Caribbean, I think 4. And I got down to the last, they were looking for 4 guys. I got down to the last 20. So I was in the top 20 out of about 50,000 people. Right. They can't call all those people back. No, I didn't get it, so it doesn't mean anything. But yeah, but one of my friends did. One of my friends did. Cool. But the point is, they can't call back these 50,000 people. If you're in the business, you know to expect rejection. You know they're not going to call you. You'll either get a call or a call back,
right?
Or just move on to the next audition.
And I know it can't happen, but that would be the one thing I change. I auditioned for TED 2, and I drove like 4 hours to Boston.
You were going to be the bear?
No, I was going to be one of the guys.
He is the bear.
I was going to be in the Comic-Con scene, right? You know, remember the Comic-Con scene? So
yes,
and I got it was same thing. I was like maybe 50 people, right? And you know. Basically, you get there, they're like, all right, we'll take your resume. Here's your headshot. Okay, we'll see you. That was it. So it was like a stop and drop. But, you know, you're right. You got to expect not to get it, you know?
The thing about it is you have to realize it's like if you're expecting a call saying, hey, listen, we really liked you. You're great. Don't give up. Don't give up. You were really great at that audition. You're in the wrong business. This is a business of, you know, you walk in, they see it. Thank you. Next. Yeah. Thank you. You don't even get to read sometimes. It's not a personal thing. They know what they're looking for a lot of times.
That's the thing. You can't take it personally. And I learned that early on, you know, because if you do, you're right. You're in the wrong business. So
Same with music. Same with me. I always tell people in bands that like run stuff by me. They're like, "So what do you think?" And sure I can say I like it or whatever, but the fact is, none of us know what is going to sell. I mean, you could, sure, if something is really catchy, wow, this is great. But if someone's doing something totally different, you can't say that they're wrong, that someone won't pick it up, because based on that, if you would have asked me in the 80s, hey, listen to this Nirvana song, Come As You Are, I'd say, that'll never sell. And I'd be wrong. I would have been wrong. That's all I'm saying. Is just always take the shot.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
Take the shot.
I'm gonna change subjects just real quickly here, guys.
Sure.
Blacktooth Fox we're talking about egomaniacs and Gene, blah blah blah, and he brings up Ian Anderson, and Ian Anderson was a bad guy. He was a nasty guy to his band, which is why he went through 18 guitar players and 100 drummers, and goes out now and he's got the worst band. Oh, I don't know if he goes out now, but it was Ian Anderson's Jethro Tull. He found some guys who probably pays $50 a week for this guitar player, and it's just horrible. I mean, he just had no sense of the band. But yeah, I've got some pretty nasty Ian Anderson stories. He was pretty bad.
I'm sure many people can say, I worked with Yngwie Malmsteen and no ego whatsoever. Yeah,
yeah, exactly. He was pretty bad.
Speaking of Yngwie, he's going to be playing with John 5 here in Poughkeepsie in November. I don't even know if I want to go, but I mean, I love John 5. I guess I mean I would go to see Yngwie play because I know he can play, obviously, but.
Ask him. Ask him. He's the greatest ever.
I don't know who's opening. Who would be opening?
Let's see. I had the name of them. I think it was. No, I forgot who was opening. I had written it down. The tour is November 18th, starting in Pennsylvania and ending in December 16th in Dallas. I don't have the opening act though, but they're supporting Yngwie's album Parabellum.
I would think Yngwie is going to open that. I mean, I think John has a bigger name than Yngwie does. Certainly.
I would think that's the way I'm thinking.
John will play songs. Yngwie will just whittle.
Well, but it's Yngwie's tour. It's Yngwie's tour. John is actually supporting Yngwie. So it's actually Yngwie on
then John will probably open.
Yeah, I'd rather hear John.
Yeah.
I think there was someone else though, like as a minor, warm up though.
Yeah, but there was like Jared James Nichols, and then there was also a violinist. There's some rock violinist that was playing too. I can't remember. People were popping in and out on the tour, but I don't know. I've seen John 5 twice. Amazing, and I've met him a couple times. Amazing guy.
Oh yeah,
amazing.
It wasn't the one that plays with the guitar player, the violinist, was it? The Asian woman, the violinist, plays with the guitar player, the replicants.
I don't know.
Oh, they're good.
I'm not sure. I think he's an EVH artist.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know.
I can't remember his name though. He's a great player. But it's his. I want to say I don't know if it's just a business partner or if it's actually like his girlfriend or something because they do the videos together. But anyway, it's his collaboration partner, and she plays violin and he's playing guitar.
They're excellent, the replicants.
Yeah.
Guys, let's
Tom, you were hanging in there? You sound a little congested, Tom.
I had a health problem I've been dealing with for like 3 months, but I'm going to the otolaryngologist on I think Tuesday or Wednesday.
Oh. Sorry.
Well, feel better, man.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah.
Hang in there, Tommy.
Yeah, man.
Tony, what were you starting to say? You were starting to say something?
Yeah, let's shift gears a second. Let's look at an awesome little compilation video that this lovely young lady down here has put together for us.
Are you pointing at me?
I'm pointing at Sandra. I'm waving at Sandra.
Give me a break, Tony.
Yeah, Steve, you're a lovely lady, Steve.
Here's the story.
Hell, I'll take lovely as an adjective in any sentence,
Right on.
So she has made us a video highlighting this past year of Show Me Your Pick here on YouTube, and we're going to play that now, and it's really good. You guys are going to dig this. So let me pull this up. All right.
It's a Pokorney production.
It is.
Come on, dude. Production. Come on, dude.
All right.
Come on, dude. Come on, dude. Production.
Check this out.
It's copyrighted. All right.
Hey everybody, this is Johnny Beane, and you're watching Show Me Your Pick with 20. Enjoy the show.
Greetings, this is Fruitcake Tony. Welcome to the world premiere of Show Me Your Pick. Goodness.
Our first guest, singer, songwriter, producer, engineer, and of course, keyboard player. Our second guest really needs no intro. He's the shred lord himself of heavy metal, power metal, speed metal, neoclassical metal. Ladies and gentlemen, Jimmy Waldo and Joe Stump from Alcatraz. Hello, guys.
Hey, guys.
Yes.
Let's bring in.
Where is he?
There he is. I see him.
Get him
I
in
see
here.
him down there.
Get him in here.
He's hanging out backstage, eating all the food, hanging out with the women backstage,
The big furry,
having a drink.
fuzzy, fun-loving Viking dude.
Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only Big G, Gary Stolander. There he is. He's a heck of a great guy, and I'm so glad to have him. Everybody, welcome a guitar hack.
Hey, everybody. We've been here an hour, more than that, so we'll be wrapping up soon anyway. But we appreciate so much. We appreciate so much that you took the time. It was awesome. This was awesome.
We can't thank you enough.
My pleasure. My absolute pleasure, you guys. This is amazing. I love you guys have great energy. I love what you're doing. Thank you, Tom. Thank you, Sandra. Thank you, Brendan. Thank you, Fruitcake Tony.
Yeah.
Yes,
ma'am. And
you
thank
guys
you.
in the chat room. Like, thank you guys so much, Chris.
Right here and right now. So, guys and girls, please welcome the great Ben Coombs and the lovely and talented Janice Lalla.
Round of applause, everybody.
Hey guys. Peeps.
On behalf of Mick and Keith and Charlie, they offer their condolences that they couldn't make it tonight. They didn't even invite Ronnie because he's still the new guy.
Guns N' Roses guy. He's been at a lot of shows, Guns N' Roses shows that I was at, and we're going to talk Guns N' Roses. Ladies and gentlemen, the great Ty Price.
Oh, thank you. How's everybody? It's such a pleasure to join you all tonight.
Be nice.
Everybody say hello. The one and only John Mankuta. There he is.
Special like the Olympics.
And I was thrilled to death. Like I said before, my first thought was, wow, this is cool. I wonder if Priest has custom picks, right? So interestingly enough, after that, I went to an Iron Maiden concert in Daytona. And I drilled a hole through one of the Anthrax picks, and I put it on a necklace. The other one was on my dresser. And a guy had a fat book, a notebook, standing out back there. And he saw me. He says, hey, that's a neat pick. What do you want for it? And he opens his book up. And I was like, wow. And he traded me an Iron Maiden pick and a Dokken George Lynch pick for that. And I'm sitting there going, this is great. I got another one at home. I'm not even losing, right?
Hey, this is Joe for the Joe Wants Project, and you're watching Show Me Your Pick right here on YouTube with Fruitcake Tony. Now back to the show.
Very nice.
I know.
Well done, Sandra.
Hey, you're watching Show Me Your Pick with Fruitcake Tony, and this is Cher from Vixen. And you better watch this show.
That was great. Awesome.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Sandra.
Nice.
Sandra! Outstanding.
Well done, Sandra.
Thank you, Sandra.
Very nice.
Good job.
Very
all of
nice.
you guys.
Very nice.
Thank you, Sandra. That was brilliant. That was awesome.
Happy birthday. Show me your pick.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, Tony, what do you think? Let's see. We have a couple of choices of which direction to go right now. We could I could do a show and tell guitar. You could do a raffle, or what do you think?
Let's do the show and tell guitar. Let me show the kids that are coming in late, though. So all of our weekly winners in this past year, and that includes a few members of this panel too, Janice, Hack, Charles Greene, CK. We put all the weekly winners in this. All the names are on little pieces of paper in the bottom of this bottle. All right. And we're going to draw one name out of this bottle here in a bit. And this is what we are going to give them.
Nice.
A very nice little practice amp, 2.5 watt amp, battery powered. You get a slide, a guitar tuner, and plug it in, sit it next to you, take it with you, put it in your backpack, bring it anywhere.
Yeah.
That is so fun and so cool.
That's great.
Yeah, it really is.
Handy on the couch for tuning or working on an idea. without having to plug in the rig, and you're right there, and it's on your brain, and boom, it's done. So yeah, we want to thank everybody all year for watching this show. We want to thank all our weekly winners. Absolutely. So, John, what have you got to show us here today?
You know, I don't always bring on a guitar. You know, going on someone else's show. That's usually what I do on Talking Guitars and 80s Metal, which is where I go every Tuesday night. That's the show I do on Johnny Beane's channel. But today, special for your anniversary, and since it's Juneteenth, I have brought on a special celebrity guitar relative to Juneteenth, and it's historic for your show's birthday. So I will bring it out, and then I will tell you what it is. But ladies and gentlemen, someone have a drum roll?
Wow. Oh, man.
Look at that thing.
Oh,
hang on 1 second. Hang on.
John, John,
sorry, hold on.
Before you tell me who it is this somebody I could guess?
Yes.
Can I make a guess?
Uh-huh.
I don't want to blow your thing. I mean, you're talking. It has a connection to the Juneteenth thing. Is it Victor from the Busboys?
Okay.
No, but that's a good guess.
That is a good.
That's guess. A very good.
I'm thinking of a black guy. I'm just saying it's.
It is a black artist, and it's a historical black artist. So you're on the right trail on those things.
Very cool.
Spacey T.
Yes, bingo. Yep. Spacey T of Sound Barrier. Excellent.
Wow, nice.
Well done, man.
Nice job.
Well done.
Awesome.
Do I win the guitar, John?
I'm tempted because that was really good knowledge, man. I'm tempted.
And John, wait, let me give you his address. It's in Pennsylvania.
Don't do it over the air. Don't do it over the air.
Who's gonna give you his own address?
Yeah.
Okay. Spacey T of the band Sound Barrier.
It's awesome.
Sound Barrier.
Now,
cool.
there's so much to tell about this guitar. Let me start off by saying this is the prototype Jackson Soloist. This is the very first one built. Wow. This was built by Grover Jackson at the same time that Randy Rhoads, or right after Randy Rhoads' prototype was made, when he first decided to use the name Jackson. It's the same logo by the same guy that did it on, I forget which one of Randy's two Jacksons.
Oh wow.
So this is the very first. It's a set neck.
That's awesome.
Oh man.
It is.
Now, is that like a Fiesta red or
guitar?
And when I was saying Juneteenth, it's red, which is the color of Juneteenth, and it belongs.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it belongs. Well, red. Let's see, what is it? Red, gold, and it's mostly red. Red is the big color because the foods are red for Juneteenth because they ate a lot of bland, flavorless food, and you're supposed to eat exciting, colorful food for Juneteenth. And red is the color of the excitement. So you have strawberry soda, red velvet cake, barbecue covered in tomatoey sauce. So red is that color for Juneteenth. And I think it's very appropriate that this happens to be red, and it happens to be owned or formerly owned by Spacey T. For those that don't know Spacey T and Sound Barrier was basically the first all-black heavy metal band in the 80s. And they were groundbreaking, and they got a lot of discrimination. I'm friends with Spacey T in the band, and I heard story after story of as they toured, they, especially down south and, a lot of, redneck areas, they would get a lot of flack and they would get a lot of threats and stuff. And, even one time he told me some guys yelled up at the stage, "What are you going to do with that guitar, boy?" And Spacey yelled back, "I'm going to show you what I'm going to do." And he just won the crowd over because he's like, he's very like an 80s Jimi Hendrix type. He's an incredible player. Incredible player. They were a very good band. They were basically dubbed the Black Judas Priest. And they dressed a lot like back then Judas did, with leather, and it was the red and black leather that was called the Red and Black Attack. And basically Grover Jackson, upon meeting Spacey, wanted him to have something unique and special because he was very behind the idea of an all-black metal band. So he says, you know what? I've been working on this guitar, and just like I gave Randy that one that, you know, he designed, I'm giving you this one that is unique and special. And so came the first Jackson soloist prototype. Now this has a banana headstock, which was later changed to a pointy headstock, and a big fat nut there, a big slab of rosewood, single hum, and a V-trem bridge, a lot like the Charvels had, but chrome instead of brass. One knob, and it's a Bill Lawrence pickup in there. And as you can see, he's had it like through various incarnations. He had it during Sound Barrier and during Rock's Gang, which was the band after Sound Barrier. He put this here because he has some Indian blood in his heritage. Reggae, just because it was an early influence on him. Early Sound Barrier stickers. And he also used it a little bit just at the beginning of Fishbone before he switched to a Parker Fly. And if you look at that famous Charvel ad, which I don't think I have one with me right now. You look at that famous Charvel ad where it's the company you keep, and it's all the Charvel and Jackson players in that one big group photo together. It was a famous photo in all the rock magazines of the 80s. And you'll see like Steve Vai and Vinnie Vincent and, you know, Amir the Rock and all the guitar players at the time. And Grover pulled Spacey up front, and he sat him in the front, and he said, you make sure you're clearly seen with this, because this was the first one, and it's very historic, and I want people to know that you're playing it. So he moved him. He sat him right in front of that photo. That's why you see it. And when you see it in the photo, it has like a red fishnet stocking dangling from it, which he used to play with on stage.
That's it, Tony.
Yeah, so this is just a big piece of black history, of metal history, of Jackson history, and you know, Spacey has entrusted me with this, and I'm very grateful because they're still active. They got back together and they rocked. Spacey plays an 8-string now, huge monster player. And this is interesting. Look at the strap that he used with it through his whole career, because these were his influences. And one button fell off, but there's the Sound Barrier button that was on it. But all his influences are on there. You got Randy Rhoads and Jimi Hendrix and Accept and Judas Priest and all these other guys that were big influences on him. He wanted to show, hey, this isn't all just me. I was influenced by these guys, Maiden, and these were on the strap. Ace Frehley, Vinnie Vincent, all through his whole career, he used this strap on that guitar.
Wow.
So there you go. Little bit of history for your celebration. The very first Jackson Soloist prototype in honor of Sound Barrier, the groundbreaking band that influenced Living Color and a lot of other black bands that followed. All of them have admitted we all listen to Sound Barrier, and I heard about them first. I grew up in a very mixed part of New York, and one of my friends, a black man named Tariq, came up to me at the time, and he's like, you like heavy metal, right? I said, yeah, I love it. He's like, none of my friends like heavy metal. They all like rap. Only my white friends like heavy metal. I said, well, what do you listen to? He's like, these guys. And he handed me a Sound Barrier cassette that I still have. And I was immediately hooked. And I said, dude, you and I are going to be really good friends, you know? And I didn't know later on I'd be friends with the band. And didn't dare dream that I'd ever own this. But in honor
Yeah,
of
cool.
Juneteenth and your
Yeah.
show, there you go, baby.
Thank you, John.
Nice, man.
Very cool, man.
So cool. Definitely.
You know, I was actually at that photo shoot, John.
Awesome.
Yeah, but for some stupid reason, I never got a picture with me with those guys. I got a picture with everybody else I've interviewed. And the guy who shot that is a guy named Glenn Lafferman, who took the name Glenn Lafferman.
Yeah.
I actually got Glenn into the business. You know, I was writing, Niels Lozauer used to shoot my interviews. Neil and I, this is a long story, I'll make it short. Neil and I went to England.
Go, man. History is good.
We were together day and night for 2 weeks, and we wanted to kill each other. You know, you can be friends with somebody, sleep in the same hotel room, eat in the same restaurants for 2 weeks, and you don't want to talk to them. So Neil and I came back home, and for a few months, oh, I'm sorry, guys.
There we are.
For
I
a
was
few
wondering,
months, we didn't
I was wondering where you
talk to
went.
each other. Yeah, sorry. So I knew Glenn. He was actually a childhood kind of a buddy of mine, actually a friend from Temple Akiva in Culver City. So I said, hey, man, you want to shoot some of my interviews? Anyway, I got Glenn into the business. Glenn turned out to be a pretty nasty fellow, very good photographer, but not the nicest person in the world. Anyway, so he shot that. I got him to shoot all the Jackson brochures, blah, blah, blah. So he shot that, and for some reason, I just never, said, hey, man, I need a picture in front of, with all these guys. So, but yeah, I remember that night. Yes.
That would have been great.
Steve Vai and Steve Lynch. Some good guitar players here.
Yeah, just
Definitely.
everybody was in that photo. And Glenn, I know he watches Talking Guitars and 80s Metal Live. So he comes on talking with Johnny Beane and stuff.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very cool,
Glenn
very
Lafferman.
cool, man. Glenn Lafferman.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Glenn Lafferman.
Yeah. Everybody
Famous
knows
photo.
him.
Famous photo,
Yeah.
man.
Very famous.
Hey, Tony, you want to show them that picture real quick?
Of what?
The photo they're talking about.
Oh, the famous photo. Let's see it.
I don't have it.
It's right there. I posted to share.
Let me give a quick shout out to the great Jay Hannon of the band Gizmachi in the chat right now.
Jay, what's up, man?
Jay.
What's up, Jay?
Jay in the house.
Gizmachi with their new CD out. You should pick up a copy if you're watching.
Yes.
Definitely.
How many people have Fruitcake?
Let me scroll down.
16 years in the making, let me point out.
Jay, what's happening?
I put it up to share. It should be under my name. I mean, you don't have to. I just
There we
don't
go.
the reference. There it is. Right
There it is. There it is.
Yeah.
Look at that. Everybody and their mother. I actually own 2 guitars in that photo. I have Mark Ferrari's Greene guitar as well on the right.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
That's cool.
Yeah, everybody except me.
I say, Steve. I think I see you in the back, Steve. Isn't that your elbow or something?
Yeah, guys,
you're
can't
there.
you see
Yeah,
right
there he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, there he is.
Yeah, I should say I am in the photo. Don't you see me?
Yeah, you know what it is. They actually took a lot of different takes of that photo, and I think you were in some of the others, but this is the one they used where you could just see your arm sticking out. So that's terrible.
Yeah, exactly. And Glenn is the kind of guy. If I said, Glenn, do you have a photo? Was I possibly in one of these photos? He'd either. I hate to talk bad about the guy. Either he wouldn't answer my email, or he'd make me pay him $8,000 for a copy of it. I hate to say that.
Oh man!
I'll sell you one for $4,500. It's
If I'm in it, I'll pay it.
Listen, for $4,500, I'll Photoshop you right up front.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll have you and Grover Jackson like this.
Between Steve Vai and Jake Lee.
I'll have you sitting on Steve Vai's shoulders if you want.
You're talking about Gizmachi. I didn't know that. I was looking. I have a Gizmachi guitar pit, and I've been looking for it. And I can't find it. But interesting. Yeah.
Nice.
I've got a couple of those. Thank you, Jay.
Really?
Yeah,
Yes,
Gizmachi
sir.
back in the world's eyes now with that new album.
Yep.
That's a good album too.
Go buy Gizmachi album now.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of new things, Tony, didn't you get? I want to see the update on that tattoo you got, because I know you've been like keeping it bright and clean lately, and it's looking better and better. Well, let me see that tattoo. Focus
right.
in on that.
Let's see here.
Tony recently got a Van Halen tattoo, and it was a really good job. But he's been using this stuff to keep it really looking better and better, and it's just getting darker and prettier. And let's have a look at that.
All right.
Oh yeah,
Look at that thing.
That's
Look at that
beautiful.
thing.
Very
And
good.
what have you been doing? Because I noticed that you were telling me the colors. I noticed the colors are getting brighter and brighter.
Yes. So with this new tattoo and this old tattoo, and those are the only two I have. I don't want any more. I don't want a sleeve or anything. But with this new tattoo, and I want to keep it bright.
Bring it really close to the camera. Just hold it up like even closer. Let's just zoom in on it. Let's get a better view of it. Look at that thing. It's it's Van Halen ripping right through his skin.
That's
beautiful.
Real nice.
Go ahead. Man. So what have you been doing to it? Because it's getting nicer and nicer. What have you been doing to it?
So I have bought this new care kit for tattoos, which you see right here. Ink the original.
Is that the one that Lee Roth's involved? David Lee Roth owns that, right?
He's the founder of this company. And they make a whole line, and there's the line right here. Let me show you a little better view of that right there. Ink the original.
Nice.
A moisturizer, a body wash, a sunscreen, a brightener.
Yeah.
That brightener is working, because I saw it when you first got it and looked great, and it's looking better and better as you take care of it. And make no mistake, a lot of people don't understand the thing about tattoos. This is on your skin. This is for life, kids. You got to take care of it. You want it to look good through your whole life. You don't just let it go. You take care of it. And there's a product to take care of it. You want to keep your teeth, so you brush your teeth every day. It's the same thing with a tattoo. You moisturize it. You let these oils soak in and brighten up the colors.
These things, you must take care of them. I got my other one recolored about 5, 6, 8 years ago, something like that. But yeah, so this is the latest line. It's owned by David Lee Roth, so all the more better. But I'm gonna take care of this thing. It's still healing now. It's only a week old. But yeah, Ink the original.
Excellent.
Very, very appropriate that David Lee Roth's oil is helping keep Eddie in the public eye like that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. So it's the way I'm gonna go. It's all natural stuff in this stuff. It's odorless. It's really
link in the chat.
Yeah. Links are in the chat. Nightbot has a hold of this. It's in there, Sandra.
It's in there.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know a lot of the audience. I mean, this is a rock and roll show. I know a lot of the audience is inked. So
yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's the result of that product right there on Tony's arm, looking good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome.
Ink the original.
Nice.
Take care of your ink. If you got an old tat, it'll make it come back. If you got a new tat, it's the only way to go. You know, the only way to go. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So I've been waiting on this all night.
All year.
Let's go, man.
All year. Let's give this grand prize away.
Give it away, man. Give it away. Give it away now.
And who made this wonderful grand prize, might I ask?
Some bonehead. Oh, I did.
That guy right there.
It is.
You did awesome, Brendan. That is so cool.
Yeah, man.
Nice job, man.
Give yourself a little credit and plug there, Brendan.
Oh, they plug me all the
Is that
time.
like a little? Is that like a little jewelry box, Brendan, or something?
No, it's an actual cigar box.
Oh, it's a cigar box.
Yeah. So as some people know, I do make guitars also out of cigar boxes.
Of course.
Masterfully, might I add.
And actually, I've got as Tony knows, I've got a couple of Stripe series ones that I made.
Nice.
A small run of those. This one happens to be fretless, but yeah. So I've got a couple of those. I've been building for about 2 years. Love it. And some of the boxes the one behind me there, that's the first one I ever built, that punch box. But some of the boxes I get are too small for guitars, so I was asking, what else can I make out of them? Because they come in different sizes. I mean, this is another small one, right? Something like that I would make a clock or a lamp out of, right? And I said, they sell these little amp kits, little 2.5 watt amp kits. So I found a nice cool box. I said, hey, that'll fit nicely in there, and it does. So
it does.
It fit really well. So I've made a couple of these before, but this one turned out really, really nice. And I talked to Tony, and I was like, hey, Tony, I'd like to give this away on the year anniversary. And so that's what we're going to do.
That's very
beautiful,
nice,
man. Beautiful. Well
Very
done,
good.
man.
Thank
That
you.
is your prize tonight. That's the grand prize. And everyone who's ever won throughout the year is entered in that drawing right now. In Tony's hands is the winner.
Hit the bottle.
Here we go. Here we go. Hit the bottle, baby.
In this bottle are all of our year's names on little pieces of paper. And I'm going to shake this bottle up. And I'm going to pour one name out of this bottle. Each one of our yearly winners, right there, those names are in this bottle. All of them. Edwin Crane, Music Therapy Last, Tim Tricoli, The Original Paramutant, Andy Dion, Dan in New Jersey, Charlie S., BC Rich 581, Christopher Live Sour, Mike Neese, Seth Bates, Sean Zimmerman, Joseph Cortez, Tyler Thomas, Mountain Man Music, CK himself, Ian Luckett, Mr. B, Rick Hefner, the Dogpa, the Guitar Hack himself, Half Ace, Lenny Lou,
and
36 Solo, Leslie Beaven, Janice Lalla herself, Gabriel Tone Guitars, the Padded Pedal Room, Bent Tom himself, Randy Price, and KXM Rock are all of our
good luck,
yearly
guys.
winners.
Good luck to everybody.
Guys.
Yes.
Tony, you know what you should have done is you should have contacted everybody who won and done like a grand quiz with those people and make them answer a question.
Make them work for
what I mean? Instead of
yeah, nothing's free. Nothing in life is free.
Hell yeah,
Well, I
especially
had
not
that.
something as cool as that amp.
I had that thought in my mind, and we talked about it, and we decided that
fuck it.
Rather than doing that, and you do not have to be present in order to win, we will email our winner. So some are here.
I think I'm going to veto your decision, Tony. Tell all these people to come back next week, or you're not winning shit.
No, Steve, even better. They got to come back for the next year, and then we'll ask them.
Exactly. Because you never know when we're going to have the quiz.
Yeah, you
Exactly.
get a ticket punch. Tony, do you want me to do that for you? I'm a pro.
Do a drum roll.
It's a golden ticket.
All right, here's the drum roll. Hold on, here we go.
How you like that bottle?
Ready?
John, you had a shake weight too?
Yeah, I got 2 shake weights, baby.
All
right. Let's pour out. Ah, there it is. Okay.
Who we got?
fresh breath.
I'm gonna sign it too. I'm gonna
Open
sign
it up
to
on
the winner.
camera.
I gotta open this little. It's all.
Open in front of the camera, Tony.
Yeah, open up in front of the camera. Yeah.
It looks like you're holding a tampon. So open it
Jeez,
up.
you really balled that thing up, didn't you? Holy cow!
I balled all of them up.
Thanks, Blacktooth Fox.
All right. Let's see.
It's like a fortune cookie.
I know it is.
All
right.
I'm gonna have to drive.
What are my lucky numbers?
7, 21, 27, 31, 33.
Ah, I see it.
bingo.
I see it. I'm going to show it. I'm going to show it. Here we go.
The winner is.
I can't see.
Does that say Fruitcake Tony?
Music Therapy Laz.
Laz.
Music Therapy Laz.
Laz, are you still on? Are you still in the chat?
All right.
Laz, are you still in the chat? Laz was here earlier. I'm not sure if he's still here. If you're in the chat, speak up, son.
Music Therapy Laz is our winner. And Music Therapy Laz won when, guys?
He kicked ass on the Halloween show of Johnny Beane.
Yes,
Music Therapy Laz won for Jefferson Starship. That's who he won for. Yeah.
Cool.
So, Music
lucky
Therapy
guy.
Laz is our winner for this awesome little
That's cool.
cigar box amp. Yes.
I'm gonna sign that to him right now, so it'll be nice.
All right.
He was in the chat earlier. I don't know. Maybe he stepped away looking for Roxy again.
Let's see where Music Therapy Music. He lurks a lot, so he may be listening. Hop in here, Laz. There's a link in the description.
He's at the wife's birthday party.
Oh, no.
Is he?
This is more important. This is way more important.
No,
Yeah, I say we take the prize away from him. You're not here. You win nothing.
No, he's being a good husband.
Nice.
And what good is that going to do him? Come on.
It's not going to win him a portable amp, is it?
Yeah, exactly.
Music Therapy Laz is our winner.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. Congrats, Laz.
Good
Yeah.
job, man.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you, Laz, for watching this show this year. Thank you to everybody who supported this show in the past year. Yes. Thank you.
Excellent, guys.
Yes.
Nice.
That'll go out. I'll need his
I think-
address, Tony.
I think
That'll
Quinn
go out in
wants
the
to
mail.
pop in, so kick me out.
He can pop in. There's enough room in
He
here.
says it's full, that they can't come in.
No, it's
Is it
not full. I
I'll make
can
it
have
only
12.
I hear you knocking, but you
I
can't
can
come in.
have 12.
What did you
1,
do?
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I can have 12 in here. Pop in.
That's what I told the madam at the brothel.
There's always room for 12.
An even dozen. Like bagels, I want a dozen of them.
That's funny.
All
Quentin
right.
says it's telling him it's full. So boot
Okay,
me out.
well, I'll
I gotta
pop
get something
you
to
out.
go.
I got a
Here
pop-up
you go,
message
12.
earlier that said I could have 12. So I'll take you out, Sandra. We'll bring you back. All right, Quentin. You got room.
Quentin, hop on in. The water's fine.
Oh, dear Lord.
Even though I just peed in the pool.
Ouch.
Let me give everybody a heads up for what's going to be happening here on Show Me Your Pick next week. We got a good show lined up next week. We are going to have Iron Maiden.
Nice.
Right here next week. And our special guest will be this guy right here, the guitar hack.
Yeah.
Nice. Hey, brother.
Excellent.
Yep. Iron Maiden and Guitar Hack next week, June the 26th.
Very cool.
Yep.
Nice.
Just when you thought it couldn't get better, bam!
I'll learn some Iron Maiden licks for you next week.
Yeah. And while I'm at it, let me thank all of you guys here on the crew. Tommy, Mr. Brendan, CK, Charles Greene. Thank you guys, man. Week in and week out.
Yeah.
Good times.
Good times, bro.
That's part of my weekend.
A great year.
That's
A
part of my
great year.
weekend.
Great year, fellas. Really great year. Congrats.
Yeah. Yeah. And I want to thank our guest, John Mankuta, guitar hack, Janice Lalla from weeks past. You'll see all of these people in the future here on Show Me Your Pick. And I want to send a special thank you to Mr. Steve Rosen.
Bravo.
A couple of, yeah.
Not just coming in, but breaking news.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Breaking news. You heard it here first. When that book
Don't tell anybody, okay?
Don't no, we won't.
Nobody else is listening, right?
Right. It'll be our secret. We're not even live. Steve.
We're just in Zoom.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not even live on YouTube, so no one knows. It's just us.
Yeah, exactly.
A couple of years ago, I had met Steve. Let me tell you guys this. So, Steve is a memorabilia guy, and I'm a memorabilia guy. And I knew this name, and I'm like, how do I know this Steve Rosen name? Who is Steve Rosen? Is he a producer or an engineer? Is it? Where do I know? And I went in my closet and I pulled a stack of all the Guitar World magazines out, and he's in all of them, and that's when I knew who this was. And we got to know each other. And about a year or so ago, we were talking of how we could showcase all this cool memorabilia, these guitar picks, drumsticks, and passes and stuff in a live stream setting. And that's where the idea for this show was born. So thank you, Steve. And then we met Sandra, and Sandra made all of our ideas about this stuff really come to life. with every aspect, and she has been absolutely the best.
That's an understatement.
Yeah, can I throw in a moment for Sandra, because not only on your show, but Sandra also has done Communication Breakdown and other shows that she does, and then she has been so helpful to me personally on the Johnny Beane show on Talking Guitars and 80s Metal Live. I just have to give extra shout out, because seriously, she is a workaholic with the biggest heart in the world, and I love her dearly, and she does so much for everyone just out of the kindness of her heart. So I just want to give major props to Sandra Pokorney. Big time.
Yep.
We love you long time.
I love you long time.
And I want to thank Sandra for having the patience to put those videos to my terrible music. Thanks so much for doing that.
It's not terrible music.
There you
I'm
go.
sorry. Who were those guitar players on there? I mean, should I recognize them? I mean, I did during the collage that Sandra put together. Who was that playing?
Playing the intro and stuff. You mean?
Well, I mean, there was a couple. It sounded like there was a couple different, excerpts from a couple of guitars. I mean, all that shred stuff.
Those,
I mean,
both of those. Well, all of Tony's music is done by Ethan Maxell. He's an artist on YouTube, and sometimes he does copyright-free music. So whenever he does that, I snatch it up because he's one of the best guitarists.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
They're really catchy riffs, man. They're really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were good.
Sift through those. Yeah, she finds the best stuff. Absolutely does. Absolutely does. Thank you again, Sandra.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Sandra.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sandra.
Thank you, Sandra.
No problem.
Yeah.
Definitely. Thank you, Sandra. Too.
Hey, Sandra. Thanks.
She's like that hot den mother for all the Boy Scouts,
Exactly.
This is going in the really bad direction, John. Oh boy.
All righty.
Okay.
All right, kids. So next week, right here on Show Me Your Pick, 9 p.m. Eastern, we have the Guitar Hack as our special guest, and we will be spotlighting Iron Maiden.
The Irons.
Yes.
Awesome.
And we will be giving away a Janet Gers guitar pick to somebody in the chat. Come back next week, and for you Van Halen fans, tomorrow night, where's my card? Tomorrow night, 10 p.m. Eastern, Halenville Live.
Yeah.
We are going to pick our top tracks off of all the Van Halen studio albums.
Awesome.
And that will be a good time as well for you Van Halen fans. Sundays at 10 p.m. Eastern, right there.
Nice truck.
Yeah.
I would drive it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
So, what are we going to outro with here, Sandra? I got so much stuff here.
Do the happy birthday one again.
Do the happy birthday. We'll do the happy birthday. Yeah. I want to thank everybody here, all the guys here on the panel, Steve, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. Janice, Hat, Brendan, CK, John,
everyone.
Thanks for having me.
Tommy, Charles.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Love you guys.
Thank you, Tommy.
Love you too, man. And thank you to the audience, especially the audience, because without you guys coming back, there's no show. So thank you to the fans. We love you.
That's right.
Absolutely.
That's right. And congratulations to Music Therapy Laz.
Yeah,
I will
man.
be
That's
emailing you in a little while.
Hit that thumbs up.
And hit the thumbs up. And subscribe if you're not already. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
And Tony, if you can't find his address, send it to me, okay?
All right.
If you can't find the winner's address, I'll give you mine, all right?
Yeah. I'll hold it for him. That's what she said.
I bet you will, John.
Hey. All right, kids.
Hey now.
We're
Bye,
out of
everybody.
here.
All right, guys.
Have a great weekend. We'll see you
Happy
next
Father's
week,
Day,
9 p.m.
everybody.
Eastern. Happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day.
Guys.